We're wall training peaches today, and that's brought to you with the support of Cobra Garden and King Seeds. Hello and welcome to Pots and Trowels. Well, today we're just having a quick catch up on the peach tree that we planted, and this is being trained on a wall. At the moment we're in the shade because the sun's going down, but this is a south-southwest facing wall, so it's a nice warm sunny wall which is ideal for growing peaches outside. And remember, we're in Lincolnshire in the UK, and they will grow perfectly well. The trees themselves are hardy. Where we can have a problem is they blossom quite early in the spring, and the really delicate pink blossom can be damaged by the frost. So this wall should give it just enough protection, and we can also cover it with a little bit of fleece if we need to. So what we did was we put horizontal wires on the wall before we planted it. It's been planted as a 1-year tree, and then what we did was we cut it off. So it was just one tall vertical stem when we bought this, and it's been now pruned back to there. This was about March of the year when we did this, and as a result the buds immediately below there have grown. So everything that you can see on here has grown within the last sort of 4 or 5 months. Here we are now, you know, the end of July. So this is really just this season's growth. So it shows you how much growth they put on. You know, it's made about 1 metre of growth on there. And what I've already started to do is just to tie it into the wires, because the aim is to keep this flat to the wall in a fan shape like that. And it's the growth that it's making this year that will flower and fruit next year. So moving forward, the pruning is when a branch has fruited, you cut it out, but there'll be a young shoot lower down that will grow to replace it for the following year. So it's really simple what I'm doing at the moment. We don't want it to blow around in the wind, so I'm just using some soft string, and what I'm going to do is just tie it to the wires. So let's move that out of the way so we can see. So my way is I loop it round the wire first, so 2 loops round. That just stops it slipping, and then I'm just going to tie that into there. And I bet that leaf is in your way, Jill, so you can't see what you're doing. So then just a knot there, and then just cut that off. So that just holds that. Not too tight, but the fact we've looped it round at the back stops it sliding, so that one is going to go in that direction. And then what you can do, where you've got the sort of smaller ones, again here, I can tie that one in. So it's just a case of making sure that come the windy weather, that these are in place. So again, we just loop that one to there, tie that one off, and then just cut that off there. So that one will now go in this direction. So we're filling out in all directions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go across there and just finish tidying it in, and then I'll show you what we do after that. Everything's been tied into the wires, so it's flat against the wall. And as you can see, I'm sort of radiating it out to give the branches sort of an equal spacing where we can. And, you know, as I say, here we are now, end of July, so we've got, you know, at least another couple of months of growth. So I'm hoping we will get to the top, and when it does get to the top, I'll actually take the tips out so that I contain it in this wedge shape on the wall, and everything's been spaced nice and evenly. The only thing you can do if you've got an awful lot of growth, and this isn't too congested here, but well, I've got one here that isn't really doing anything, and I don't want to bend it right down to there. So anything like this you can just shorten back just to make a little sort of spur on there, but that is essentially what we're doing with the rest of it. And the final thing is just to make sure that, you know, in dry weather, anything newly planted, because this has only been planted since the spring, to help the roots establish, we do need to give it a good drink. And what I'm also giving it is a liquid feed, because I want to give it that boost. And soon I'll start to give it a high potash liquid feed, because I also want all this new growth to ripen over the autumn so that it's more winter hardy and won't be damaged by any frosts. So we'll give it a drink. The variety, by the way, this one is Avalon Pride, which has got a really good resistance to peach leaf curl, which can be a problem when you grow them outside. So a good soaking around the roots to encourage the roots to grow out. So I'm doing it in a semicircle, and that's important that we do that when you're planting against a wall, because often the wall creates a rain shadow and it can be quite dry at the base. So this will just keep it ticking over and growing nicely, and we'll probably have a look at it at the end of the growing season. Well, thank you for watching Pots and Trowels, and just a reminder that all the videos that we've done in the past you can find on YouTube, including the one of planting the peach tree and pruning it in the first place. We'll be back again next week. We're going to be taking rose cuttings, so we'll see you then. Bye.